Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Acting with an Amateur. Today special because it isn't just me, since we are doing a Acting with an Amateur episode based around the new mature film, Forbidden Zone Distortion. You should probably watch that before you watch this because we're talking about the acting in the movie, so we go over plot and stuff. So, go watch it. I'm sure it's in the description, maybe even on screen right now. I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works anymore. But the point is, go watch that first. If not, I guess you watch this, your choice. But so you know, spoilers. And yeah, I will be having guests Dennis and Emilio today. Dennis with HoodoHoodlumsRevenge, and Emilio, a nice local boy we found. So today's guest is obviously Dennis, since he is in said short film we are discussing, which would be Forbidden Zone. Thank you, Dennis.
So, Forbidden Zone, Distortion, obviously a film that has very little dialogue. No dialogue, actually.
I mean, there's backwards dialogue. Tell me about the scavenger man.
Yeah, so Forbidden Zone Distortion is a film with no dialogue, which means that it was all about the vibe of this abandoned land, this forbidden zone where anything could happen, and there's a lot of mystery and intrigue there. So it was not difficult for me to get into character for this one story, because we were already out there, out in the woods, fake smoke, which added to the atmosphere, just added so much to the atmosphere, and it was also raining, and it really did put you in the mindset of this scavenger, because I was walking around with a whole getup, with like a bunch of different gear and everything. It really made it easy to slip into character, where I was this lost character just out there exploring, trying to figure something out in this forbidden zone. And when we then got to the more physical stuff, like the fight scenes and everything, both me and Emilio, both actors, we really got down and dirty, in the mud and everything. And like, I was cold. It was like my clothes got all messed up, and like this is serious. This is a serious fight scene. I was getting like tired and stuff as well, but all for the sake of the art, and it was a lot of fun to shoot, and it made it so much easier to get into character, because you really felt like the character, when you were down in the mud and like messing around and like being violent and stuff. It really just made it easier. When you have a film with no dialogue, it really is down to the actor to use their physicality, their, let's say, the eyes or your face or your body to accentuate a feeling, because film is a visual medium, and you got to use your visuals well. And I feel like this film did that very well, where you could tell exactly what the character felt just by looking at them and reading their face. And I was very happy with how the film turned out, in that sense, where my character is very unsure of himself. He is terrified because of the situation he's in. He can never truly relax. There's always a threat out there somewhere.
Okay, so what was it like then playing the hooded hoodlum? Thank you for letting us fuck with that.
Of course, yes. And then, of course, got to play the shadowy figure. I think most people have probably figured out by now that, when we're doing the fight scene, it's me in the mask, and Emilio was played the shadow figure that was supposed to, be me from the future, or me from the past, or, in a time loop. And then, of course, when we shot the movie, I then got to, after the fight scene, I got to put on the hooded hoodlum outfit and play that character too. It was very easy as well, because like we said, there's no dialogue, and I had to act more mysterious and everything like that, and having that whole get up of like, the hood on and concealing the face and everything, it really made you look like mysterious and stuff, and I looked like totally badass, and it was very easy to do.
Still the same character.
Yeah, still the same character, of course, but it felt like you almost, with that outfit, you almost gained a little bit of confidence, and you're like, okay, I'm a sneaky little ninja now, or something like that. It was cool. It was cool to keep playing the same character, but with a different feeling to it as well, because of the outfit and everything, and the character obviously feels a little wiser, because they've gone through this fight, and they might be ready to go at it again.
Mm-hmm.
They feel they're ready to go at it again, which is why they might, which is maybe why they try to pursue this scavenger again. Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
If I'm not wrong, I think this may have been like your most like, let's say, like physically demanding thing we've done, or at least that I know you've done.
Yes, definitely.
What was it like doing like a proper thing? What did you feel about it? How did you approach it?
Yeah.
Being like, hey, throw a punch.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
yeah.
don't hit.
Exactly. No, it was so much fun. It really just, the whole fight scene in this film is probably the most like physically demanding acting job that I've ever done. I have, of course, like done fights or whatever before, like you know, in movies that I made myself or like whatever. But this was really, you know, this felt real. It was very like, you know, a very scrappy fight where both characters had to like rely on whatever they could in order to survive, like a rock or a knife or anything like that. It was great because, you know, David was the, I guess you could call it the fight coordinator. Like he came up with the choreography on the spot and everything like that. I think maybe he had some of it on the plan.
I had a lot of it.
Yeah. That was definitely helpful. Getting to know, like, okay, we're doing this shot where this happens. You're throwing this punch. This is happening in this one. At first, I was a little intimidated when we started shooting, because I was a little scared, like, oh my god, like all these like interesting maneuvers or whatever. At first, I was a little intimidated, but the more we started shooting and the more I got into it,
I think a lot of it is building more confidence to know to go for it.
Yeah,
to a degree. I think
totally.
that like we swipes were nowhere close to each other. In my opinion,
Exactly, yeah.
we did it from far away. I think the best example of that is The Rock.
Totally.
It's like
Rock,
that.
like,
You know, we're nowhere close. Like I just took Pauli away. I was like, okay, let's find a angle, and then from there we just played with your hand and perspective.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, no one was. You know, the knife we had was that we dulled it, so it was also
exactly.
like, obviously with anything like that, the point is still a problem.
And the way that where Emilio played off against me,
Mm-hmm.
and everything, it really did make me feel safe. I never felt like I was in danger or whatever. So that definitely helped. And you know, it was also great knowing that, you know, you want to make the fight scene look as realistic as possible. So you really have to, you know, go for it. Like you can't like, you know, let's say hold a punch or whatever, or like pull back or whatever, because you are playing a character that is fighting for their life, which means that you can't hold back. And it really did help to once again put me in the state of the character, where the character is just going at it, because otherwise they'll die, and nobody wants to die.
No.
So
Fair point.
Yeah.
We also made you run around a bunch.
Yes, you did make me run around a bunch.
We did. Otherwise, just walking in the environment, that was nice. I'd hope.
Yeah,
it's the outfit, I guess.
But yeah, it was wonderful actually. Like, yeah, the whole get up was like, and you know, whenever we weren't shooting, I like took off the mask and like breathed and whatever. Whenever we like had to start shooting again, I was like, all right, let's put the mask on again. Exploring in this beautiful forest was a lot of fun. Us just walking to different locations and finding good shots and everything, and good things for my character to do, like walking across the river or whatever. That was a lot of fun, and it turned out really great on the film as well.
I also wouldn't say that you could exaggerate your movement, because this wasn't a silent black and white comedy or anything like that. So your movement had to be clear, but not understated, but not overstated.
Yeah, very like realistic.
Yeah, which can be hard without sound or thinking or talking.
I got to eat some nice tuna.
That's true. You did get to eat tuna.
Tasty.
That was a good performance. I believed you.
Of course.
My last question for you, Dennis.
No.
Is would you come back to the role? There is no story in mind
Nothing
or
has been
anything
confirmed
like that.
Yet.
No, there is nothing. The movie is the movie. But would
Yes.
you come back to the character? Do you feel like there's more you could do? Do you feel like, yeah, honestly, I think that's the best question I can give you. Do you think there's more you could do with the character within the limitation that we've already said the parameters of, which is silent and all that other stuff?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You guys were terrible, and I am not working with that films again.
I'm not saying again, there is no story, there is no, but do you think that there is something there you as an actor think you could bring more to that? Like, if there would be somehow a continuation from this, that there's something you think could be interesting to explore.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to come back to the character because I feel like there's more there to explore. Because obviously at the end of this film, it's left on a bit of a cliffhanger where you're not exactly sure what has just happened.
Right. I mean, we followed the one Dennis from beginning to end, and we ended when that version of him dies. And
yes, exactly. It was so much fun, shooting this character, having to rely more on the vibe and more on like physical state of being, shall we say, or like my eyes or whatever. What has happened to make them be stuck in this sort of time loop or whatever's going on. I think it would be great to explore more of that. I would love to return to the character.
Cool. Good
so time to get ready for Forbidden Zone 3.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Well, there's no plans. This is we'll see. Well, if the mood strikes, we'll see.
Yes.
But all right, cool. Just curious.
I'm ready for the Forbidden Zone multiverse.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll get right on that. Well, thank you, Dennis, for being here on Acting with an Amateur with me.
Always a blast. Second time.
The second time. Watch the first one when we talk about other roles you've done. I'm on an interview Emilio.
Oh my God.
Right?
Whoa.
I have two guests now.
I'm
really moving on up. I'm really moving on up now.
Yeah.
Okay, get out of here.
All right.
Get out of here.
We do it this way?
Yeah, get out of here. Kick him out. Kick him out. The producer's saying he's done.
Are you telling me that I'm replaceable?
Yeah, well. Oh.
It's first time here.
Cool. Oh my God.
Looks different.
Well, hello, welcome
expected.
to my show. Yeah, right. A lot of like set. Yeah, it's nice, right? It's a nice share. Yeah. So welcome to Acting for an Amateur, Emilio. You're my second guest, and also second guest on one episode. Like I'm third show is gonna have to have 3 guests.
I guess. Yeah.
Keep going. Okay, so you played the hooded hoodlum, or at least when the other hoodlum can't do it.
Yeah.
Sadly, we have not yet invented cloning, but when we didn't, you fought Dennis. All right, how do you approach? You've done a few fight scenes in your time, I'd have to say.
Yeah,
a couple, one or two.
A couple.
One or two. How do you approach a fight scene? Like, is there honestly anything at all you go in with it, or is it just a whatever, let's go? Is there any at all mindset at all you think of when you go into a fight scene?
I mean, obviously, I would say like I'd never go all in because that would be obvious a danger.
That's a fighting.
But you still have to be more like brutish in the way you move and like do your things, but at the same time you have to like hold it back. I would say like so you still have to like think about safety and everything you do. Think about every move you do, but that's why it's always like you always go through the whole fight scene beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
But otherwise, just go all in, I guess. Like, just do it.
They're in the mud, get dirty. Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah.
Almost, I would say, like degrade yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you have, like the instinct most people have would not be let someone beat you up, put you in the ground, like you know what I mean.
Kind of have to.
But you kind of have to just swallow your pride and just let someone kind of like
fuck you up,
beat you up. So I would say maybe that, like, just be ready to like feel a little bit like degraded.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to be ready to take some like
abuse,
but not like actual like physical. Like you will never be physically like damaged.
Or hopefully you won't be.
Stunt gone wrong. But you still have to be ready for that. That's maybe a mindset most people should get ready for if they want to do like fight scenes.
To know that you can get hurt, even though you shouldn't.
Will also be but also lower your standard of like you kind of have to get dirty and at least if you're playing the character that's receiving most of the abuse. If you're the action hero, I think it's
a little better maybe.
Fine. Yeah. But yeah, you have to be ready for that, I would say.
Shit. Okay. For this one specifically, was there any thoughts? Because I mean, we kind of didn't really establish it much, even though sure it was Dennis, but like in the moment, did you even think about behave like Dennis at all?
No, I did not.
Which is fair.
I mean, that's noticeable as well. Well, not in the movie, but I do a lot of grunts and sounds, which just happens automatically.
You're doing the thing.
Usually, when I do play a character that's fighting, it's that own character.
Yeah,
I'm not playing someone else.
Yeah.
So then I just do the sounds of that character. But then here, obviously, it just happens instinctively, I get as well. So editing it was kind of a pain because you hear my grunts, and then we have to also put Dennis's grunts over that one
to make it sound better, and also just.
And then we still want to keep the original sound of us fighting in the mud. Yeah, exactly.
World sounds. Yeah, honestly, not that noticeable, I would say.
No, we managed to do pretty good.
Pretty well faded. Like I think, yeah.
But otherwise, no, I didn't like try to play Dennis like in any way. I just fought.
Yeah, that's fair. I just fought for my life.
Yeah,
that's fair. All right, shit, cool. I like it. How was the outfit?
It's fine.
Not in the way or too hard or.
What tip for people making fights when it comes to costume design? Never have a character have a hood on when they fight.
No,
it's always gonna fall off.
Always
every
fall
time,
off.
whenever you do it, always.
We
falls
did
off.
it for we did the same mistake for the first Forbidden Zone where I played I would have the hood and just every scene I did make a move and it just fall off.
So never have a hood on in a fight scene.
Like the
unless
best.
you can tape it.
The
down
best thing
or
I have
something.
to do is that I've thought about, for example, if anyone out there is thinking about it, like the same way you can have like on shoes the little scratchy thing. Putting that and then in the hood because then it's kind of stuck on there. That's one of the things I've thought about doing for future costumes.
So there's a tip for you costume designers.
That's
out
what
there.
I thought about doing.
Think
there.
about that.
Careful of the hood because that thing will be a pain for a fight scene. If they're standing and talking, who gives a?
Otherwise, mostly anything that's very robe-ish.
Yeah,
or a lot of cloth,
but that one was quite like big in like a spacious way.
Yeah, but like in this case it was fine, but you still can get stuck on things.
Always
so, like
stuck, or you step on
getting
it.
up, trying to get up. you step on your own stuff.
That didn't actually happen like during the fight itself. Do you feel like, or like actually?
No, it was just when we're done, and I want to get up or something.
One more death scene for you added to the technically speaking. One more death scene.
Otherwise, I had the mask on as well, but that was fine. I could see pretty good.
You can see pretty good in that, right? Like,
I'd rather have that mask than the gas mask. So I think Dennis got the the worst part. Yeah,
I see.
Especially when a tube also goes in.
That was another one of the things I have to keep adjusting, like making sure you do a scene, a lot of physicalities, and have to put it back in there. Like, kind of reset it. That was also another one of those. Yeah. Okay, nice. Well, fuck. I look forward to see your next fight scene, Oh well.
Well, there'll be many more to come. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's your pro tips for fight scenes.
As far as I can say, I'm no expert. I'm only an amateur.
It's the show.
But yeah. I've never done any stunt school or anything like that. So
none
all
of us have.
Personal experience, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, it was just more like, fuck it, throw me.
Yeah.
Which I guess we don't recommend you should do.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, unless you have the experience of a childhood of that, then you should be fine. But if it's the first time you do anything, and it's okay, you're gonna throw yourself on the ground, then maybe it's not that good of an idea. But. Yeah. Again, like
I would say,
I've done this so many times, so for me, I kind of have, I guess, my own technique.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a professional stunt person would just be cringing looking at what we do,
doing?
or like shaking their head, like this is not safe.
Yeah.
But
hey, so far so good.
Yeah, I'm not dead yet. Nothing. Never broken a bone in my entire life.
Yeah. So far, we must need something, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Emilio. I'm gonna do an outro now, so you can go. I don't know.
I mean, of all the episodes you decided for me to be in, this is the one where I did the least acting.
Look, man, the next time we have you for something more, I'll interview you then. But it's the best I have right now. Look, what do you want? And that was the episode. Thank you so much for watching. It was very nice to hear from both of these people and how they approach and tips and tricks and just in general their specific approach and orientation and mindset when it came to this project. I'd like to continue doing this with every other project we make or assist making, or if I could just get my hands on, I don't know, Johnny Depp makes a new movie, I can be like, hey, finally, Johnny Depp in Depp films. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Next episode will probably be me talking about some other acting thing, and you can look forward to the next time a short film or anything like else happens, so I can have more guests, so it's not just me. God. But thanks so much for watching, and go watch Forbidden Zone one more time. It's good. Now that you've seen it, you can watch it again and see if do you feel the things. Okay, get out of here, you crazy kids.
Take my word for this, like quote me on this. I will never work with Death Films again. There's a character in this video game called the Hoodo, and he's a hoodlum. So he's a Hoodo hoodlum. Rayman 3, everybody. Play it. It's a classic.
You already did an interview with Johnny Depp on this channel.
That is true. You go watch that.
This is your only funny video, as someone stated in the comments.
Oh really? Someone said that in the comments? But that was back then.